So hello guys, welcome back here. So today we will be learning about document understanding in UiPath. So for that we have an example here. Suppose we have an invoice, couple of invoices, and we need to extract some details out of it. So how we can do it through UiPath, we will be covering that today. Suppose today for an example we will be taking the date and the invoice number out of this invoice. So let's go to the studio. So before starting, we need to install two packages named as Document Understanding and Intelligent OCR. We can easily do it through Manage Packages. We will go to all packages. Here you can search these two packages and you can install. After that you can save. So one thing you will be noticing after installing these two packages that you will be able to see taxonomy manager here. Now here we need to define the taxonomy for our invoices. So I will be showing you what is this. So this manager will look like this. So first we will be giving the document type, what type of document it is. For an example, today we have an invoice. So we have invoice. After invoice, we will click on invoice and we need to fill in the fields which we need to extract out of it. So today we are extracting the date. The field type, you can click on this drop down and you can select date and then save. Another field which we are going to extract is invoice number, and here we'll have number. Save. So after these two things are done, you can close this and go back to studio, go back to your project. When you will do this, you can see the document processing here. So you need not do anything with this, it is just that it will be created. Now our taxonomy is there. We need to load the taxonomy first. So for loading the taxonomy, just a second, what is this? Yes, so for loading the taxonomy we will use load taxonomy. So we can create a variable here, taxonomy. After loading the taxonomy, we will use the for each loop for a folder. For each file in folder, here you can specify your folder. So we have it on desktop, the sample folder. Okay. So there are a lot of properties, but we need not do anything with these properties. After that, the first thing we will be doing is we will be digitizing our document. That is, we will be extracting the text out of it. So digitize document. Here you need to give the document path. So the document path will be current file dot full name. So the output will be text str document text, and this variable will store the information with regards to the document. So we will keep it as doc. So here after this we need to give some API keys here. So it is default here, the API key is there, and the endpoint also we need to give. So here you can give the endpoint. We can search the endpoint from this website. You can see this. Here is this endpoint for the document OCR. You will copy this and paste. Yes. Now we have done this. Now we can, before going, we can use a log message here so that we know what file we are currently doing. So we'll just do the current file dot full name. After that, we need to classify the type of the document. So for classifying, we will use the classify scope first. The classify basically refers to the classification of the document, whether it is an invoice, a form, or whatever it is. So for that, we need to use classify document scope. Here we will again give the current file dot full name, and the document text is str document text. It is doc and the taxonomy, and it will give us okay classification result. Now to classify a document, there are a lot of classifiers available. You can see the intelligent keyword, keyword based, machine learning, the power of machine learning we can also use, but today we will use for an invoice intelligent keyword classifier. So for this we need to create a file for it. So you can go here, go to this, you can do a copy and paste, rename to classify, open it and delete all the data, save it, go back to the studio, and here we can give it like this. So yes, we need not do anything with this. The endpoint and API key is already there. Now we need to manage our learning. Yes, so we need to train our bot. So we'll start the training. We will select the type, the set basically. Here you can give your invoices and UiPath and start training. What it will do is it will train itself according to these three invoices. Today we have different type of invoices. Every invoice is different. So it is currently digitizing and training itself according to the example of invoices what we have given to it. So it is going to take 1 or 2 minutes here. Depends on the size and the number of the documents you have given. So it has trained itself. Now we will click the save button here and we can use configure classify, and we will check it and save it. Now we have classified our document. Now to check whether it is classified correctly or not, we'll use a log message here, info, we will use classification result. So the classification result is basically an array. Why it is an array? Because your document could have different number of pages, and different number of pages could be a different document type. So that's why it is having different basically it is in an array. So we will use the first index of the array dot document type id. So this will give us the type of document, what type of document it is, whether it is able to classify the document which we have trained or not. After that we need to extract the information. For extraction, similarly, as similar to the classification, we'll use the data extraction scope here. So same here also, we need to give the file path, the document text, document model doc, the taxonomy, and the result. So result is basically this. the 0th. And this we can ignore. So similar to classification, we do have different type of extractors as well. So here we have 4 different types: form, machine learning extractor, machine learning trainer, and regex based. Today we will be using the power of machine learning. It is most simplest extractor we can use. So for the endpoint we'll go same website. Here you can see for invoices there is a endpoint. You can copy this endpoint and you will. So my scale you can keep it as empty and get capabilities. After that we will configure our extractor. Invoices. Okay. Yes, sorry. So we will click this drop down, and this the date we can select here, the invoice date, and the number we can select invoice number. Now we will save it. Now you see we have the extraction also done. So now we will use the export extraction result. Here we forgot. Here we'll create a variable for the extraction. It will give the extraction result. The extraction result and the data set extraction underscore data set. Now we have a data that is being extracted from the invoice in this variable extraction dataset. It is also array of tables, so we will use for each loop to loop through these tables, and we will use data table here dot tables, and here we can use right range. So what I will do is I will create one folder here, extraction, and we will give it here extraction slash current file dot name dot the sheet name we can give as tables dot or you can give it as current file dot name. The data table would be Here we will change it to tables, top table name, and don't forget to mark this as add headers. Now we are ready. Our automation is ready. Now we are going to run this automation. Similarly, like we have done it for invoices, you can do it for the forms or tables or anything. Now you see it has classified the document type as invoice, the first document type. The second document type also classified as an invoice. Now it is going for the third one, and it is also classified as an invoice. Now it is going to write, and it is done. Now we'll check the output, the extraction, and see here is the extracted results. Now we are going to check the results whether it has done it correctly or not. Now you can see the date and the invoice number of the invoice. We can verify it as also. The date is 1st February. It is 1st February, and 456 is the invoice number, and 456 is the invoice number. So yes, so this concludes our automation here. If you have any doubt regarding this, you can ask me in the comment section. I will always going to answer you. Thank you so much for watching.